Wouldn't you know it, we just built this brand new chicken coop right here and we're already having to work on it. Y'all come, let me show you what I got going on. Y'all, it's been a minute since we made a video and I was just talking about this chicken coop right here. We just finished building this right here. This is the back side of it. And I've got some other videos out there of how we did everything, but we got a little issue, not a bad problem, but let me go show you what I got. All right, so what we got right here is our duck pond. And you can see it looks like sewage. Ducks are nasty, nasty creatures if you don't know. If you've never had them in a little pond like this, it's surprising how much. I just washed all this deck down. It still could use a little bit more scrubbing, but they are walking pooping machines. So what we do with this, and I'll take you out and show you in a minute, we have a whole setup that filters this water on a daily basis. And that water wheel and stuff like that is basically just for looks. That really serves no purpose other than aesthetics out here trying to make it look nice. But this pond right here, now let me turn this camera. So like I was saying, this little pond, we have it hooked to a pool pump that filters the water on a daily basis. Hey, I'm trying to make a video, chill out. So anyway, what's going on is this is a stock pond. We bought it from Tractor Supply. About an inch off the bottom is a drain hole. That's where I have the pool pump sucking the water out. Then you have a 2-inch pipe. So in essence, you end up with 3 inches to the top of that pipe. So when we try about once a month, we come out here, totally drain this pond. It's 350 gallons, so we don't do it all the time. And that's the purpose of the filter out there, is to keep it to where we don't have to do this all the time. But like once a month, something like that, just depends on how it looks. We try to come out here, drain it completely, wash the pond completely out, scrub it out, and start fresh with all brand new water and everything. Well, what's happening is that pool pump sucking the water, once it gets below that 3-inch top of that pipe, it starts sucking air. And so we're left with basically 3 inches of water in there that we can't get out. Well, the problem with that is that's where your sludge is. By the time all this water drains, the sludge is left behind and you got 3 inches of basically muddy sludge at the bottom. So I think I've come up with a fix. Let me go show you. So this is a little run area. We added them back here as I'm walking around. They love coming out here and they just about destroyed all the grass. The run we have for them is very well protected and all that. That's their main run there. But you know, if you have chickens, there's not going to be any grass anywhere you leave them constantly. So this allows us to be able to bring them out here when we want, especially on the weekends and stuff when we're out here. We have a little chicken door right there that we can open and close, and their little tunnel to get out here. So anyway, guys, this is the setup for the pool pump. This is the pool pump filter for that pond. So this pipe right here is sucking the water from the bottom of the pond through that drain hole I was talking about, filters it, runs it through, and runs it back. Just like a regular pool setup, just a nasty pool. You can see I got 2 valves right here. This one valve is going, this pipe is going straight back to the pond, and I can divert it and go follow that pipe up to the water cistern and over the water wheel if I want the water wheel to work. I just turn this one down a little bit and open this one up, and the water wheel kicks on. So my fix to this problem, I believe, is we're going to use this pool pump to suck out the majority of that water. When we get down to that 3-inch level and it starts sucking air, I'm gonna cut in a valve right here. I'm gonna cut in a T, and I'm gonna put a valve right there that I can turn on and off. This, as the lowest point right there, will allow it to gravity drain from there, in essence getting at least 2 more inches of that water out. And I'm gonna run that pipe on over out here and just let it run out to the yard. It's not gonna be that much water. Now you might say, well, what do y'all do with all that other water? Where does that pump to? Let me show you that real quick. So if we pump it to waste, just like a pool, or we do backwash, it goes out this pipe. This pipe is buried right here, partially buried, and it goes over to those big cistern tanks right there. That's 2 IBC totes that we have set up. Now, eventually there's gonna be a garden right there, and these tanks will be used. I use the water right now. You can see that barrel on the back of my four-wheeler in that trailer. We fill that barrel up. Let me take you over there and show you that. We fill that barrel up and we're able to go water trees and things like that with it. That's some of the best water. Now, you don't want to spray duck poop water, in essence, on vegetables and things like that. You can water the dirt, water the ground, water the trees, but don't spray it on your vegetables, because I mean, it's going to contain some bacteria and things like that. You don't want spraying that on your vegetables. So Our garden is in the works right now. It's going to be right here. We just put up a couple sheds and things, just trying to get it all. The old chicken coop used to be right here in this area where you see there's hardly no grass. That's where the chicken coop was. We tore that down after we built this and moved them over. So this is the little setup we got here. So when the water pumps, obviously these are going to fill up. We don't use that much water, so these are full right now. So if I go start backwashing, which is what I'm going to have to do, the water is I have an overflow pipe piped in right here, and I have this hose to fill up this barrel. So instead of letting it overflow and just overflow into the ground, I'm gonna catch 55 gallons or whatever that is in this barrel. I'm gonna go water some trees and things like that. So that's what we got to do now. Before I can cut that pipe and start putting that tea in, I've got to get that water out of there. So let's get that set up and we'll get that water pumped out, and then I'm gonna show you cutting that pipe in. So right here, we're just gonna simply turn it off. Now I do have a water, you see a water valve right there. That is to refill the pond. So everything is out here very convenient. I can only tell you that if you're gonna do something like this, try to make it convenient for yourself. So I'm gonna put this on waste. And now we're gonna start pumping. And it's gonna pump the majority of that water out of that pond. So I'm not gonna make you stand here and watch all that. I'll come back when it's almost done. All right, so this is what I was talking about. We got the pond drained down, and you see I still got about 3 inches or so of water in the bottom. So now we're gonna go cut that pipe out there. Still gonna be a little, but we're gonna get it cut and get that valve installed. All right, so you can see through that little time lapse, cut the pipe, put the valve in. That valve can be turned on and off now. Only opened when I want it to drain the rest of the pond out. Now I'm gonna go ahead and run that pipe out this way and come out over here, out to kind of out here past these rocks, out into the grass a little bit. Because like I say, it's not a whole lot of water. That mud bug, stop boy, attacking the thing, quit. Anyway, y'all, we're gonna run that pipe on out. I'll set you up for a little time lapse of that, and project ought to be done. All right, y'all, so this is the glamorous part about having ducks and chickens. You can see Mandy's in there with some rubber boots on. The ducks, they bring sand in and they wash their beaks out with it. That's how they eat their food. They dunk their head, they wash their beak out. So I got a little bit of work to do right here. Got to straighten up that pipe right there. I don't know why it's kinked over like that. And we're gonna run that water line, the return water line, back behind these rocks so that it stirs up some of this funk, and then we're gonna get the rest of this washed out. Mandy's just scooping out some of that sand right there. So I think that's gonna work out great. You can see, I'm gonna try to zoom in. You can see that pipe down there. Move your shovel, babe. That pipe down there at the bottom, that's where the water would go out. That's why you can't get it all out. So anyway, we're gonna get this finished up and I'll show you what it looks like all nice and clean. All right, y'all, that's just about gonna do it. We got it all cleaned out. Got a little bit of some non-toxic pond dye in there for them. They like that little blue water. They've been in there splashing around and enjoying a clean pool. So I think it's gonna work out pretty good, the little drain pipe. As part of having ducks and chickens and stuff and having stuff like this is you got to be willing to modify and learn and change and fix. So anyway, that's a little water wheel going right there. Thank y'all for watching Crocs and Socks. Appreciate you clicking on the video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. We don't post as much as we used to, but we try to post content like this on our channel. So catch y'all on the next one.